Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Dev's Kingdom. This is Jacob. In this video, we're going to show you how to build SmolAgents on Kaggle with Hugging Face models. So that being said, let's get started. So if you see my previous tutorial, I show you how to build SmolAgents on Collab. Feel free to check that out. So for this video, I'm going to show you the other way to build it, which is to build everything on Kaggle. It's a little bit different, but I'll show you step by step how to build it, which is even easier. So first, just create a notebook on Kaggle and create a function to run bash command within Python, and then we set up Ollama as a prerequisite. So just run this build command so that you can install Ollama on Kaggle, and also create those environment variables for Ollama host to 000 and Ollama origin to everything, and then also run Ollama serve. So this will spin up Ollama in the backend. So you can see that it's actually running. And also create a model file to create a Llama 3.2 model with a larger context window, which is 32,768. So this actually gives enough context for the model to run. And also just create a Llama 3.2 extra context model based on this model file. And that's it. Then you can actually see Ollama list. And to see these two models are already created, one with a larger context window, one is the original one. So, and then after you set up Ollama, then just simply do pip install SmolAgents, and make sure also you have transformers. But this might be optional. If there's issue with transformers, just install transformers and also accelerate and TensorFlow. So, and after everything is set up, then you can start testing Hugging Face API models. So the first thing you have to test Hugging Face API models is create a Hugging Face token. So make sure you go to your access tokens and select inference, because actually these Hugging Face API models, so they basically make an inference to that model, not to download the model to a local notebook. So make sure you do the make calls to the serverless inference API. Just check everything. So this token will be valid to test. So let's continue. So after you create the token, just do a get pass. Basically, this will give you a prompt you can enter in here. So right enter, so you can see that token is set. So after you set the HF token, just make sure you can also be able to log in. So this might be optional, but you can just do a pip install Hugging Face Hub and then log in using the token, and that's it. And then we can start testing HF models using the SmolAgents. So first create a file. Also, this is very interesting that if you don't create this file, it's still gonna having problems on Kaggle. So make sure that you write a file just to test.py or whatever name you wanted to a default Kaggle working folder, and then use the sample that provided in here, right in here, and then copy and paste it, and basically paste it here. So then you will basically start using the default HF API model, which is Qwen 2.5 colon 32 be instruct. So that's basically the default HF API model. So then you can using that with DuckDuckGo search tool. So if you just run this simple test using this file, make sure to create this file first, run Python 3, and for this file, you can see it start working and then generating this code. And basically the first just do a search using the DuckDuckGo search, then basically they start using the LLM to generate the answers. So you can see the answer is 9.62 seconds, I think. So we're 84. Duration is 6.84 seconds. So so this is very nice, right? So you can actually see you can literally run every HF models that's on the HF API. So and that's for the HF testing. So if you run Ollama models, oh, by the way, so if you want to run other models, you can just specify HF API model. The default one, it's Qwen 2.5, but if you run the different one, just specify model ID as meta. Let's, for example, Llama 2 3.370b, you can just specify the model ID like that. So that being said, let's continue. This is for Hugging Face models, and then you can also test Ollama. So we have already set up Ollama. Then you can just specify model ID equals Ollama chat and the model you want to test. Make sure the API base is the local host 11434, the default example they have is incorrect. So they have it with the v1 in here. So if you look at the Ollama, they have a v1. So this, I think it doesn't work. So because it's actually testing Ollama models, not Ollama open API base. So, but they might work if you have the maybe a different model. But if you want to test the Ollama by itself, then it doesn't have to be OpenAI compatible. So just use the localhost 11434 as I demoed here. So that's one little correction they have to fix. API key, you can put out whatever the key is because Ollama doesn't need a key. So, and then the same thing for the get weather as a tool. You can put an API if you want to test, but I just return the sentence as just a result of the API. If you don't have API, you can test it. Just specify a sentence here as I also demoed in their examples. So then you can start calling the agent. So for example, what's the weather like in Paris? And then they will start generating the answer with this tool, with this get weather tool. So you can see that get weather is called, right? The calling this tool get weather is called with the arguments. And then you can generate the answer saying the weather in Paris is extremely bad because it's actually negative 10 degrees, I believe. Negative 10 degrees, yes. So that's how you test Ollama with SmolAgents. The third test is say we test Groq. So if you want to test Groq, just specify the model ID. Make sure that model is tool use available. So if it doesn't have a tool use, then that might not work. So this model, Llama 3 Groq 70B 8192 tool use preview is tool compatible. So then use this model ID and paste your API key. I will delete this key after the demo, but you can get your own key from Groq console. After you get this model set up with the Groq, then you can still test the same thing, let's say for get weather as a tool, and then also just run the same prompt. So then you'll be able to use this get weather tool with the Groq model. Then you can still also like create a file first, test groq.py. Somehow this has to be like that in Kaggle. You can't just run the cell without creating a file first. So just do a Python 3 and then test Groq. Then you should be able to get the answer like that. So you can see the answer is basically saying that the weather in Paris is this terrible, and also the temperature is below 10 degrees. And that's how you run SmolAgents with Groq. And you can see a little bit difference is that so in Groq they actually directly return the results. Right, the weather is something, and the weather is something in Paris is something. So it's very similar to the original tool, but for Ollama models, that they will do a little bit change. So you can see that it's actually the summarization instead of a direct result from the tool. So that being said, hopefully this is helpful. And the last but not the least, so if you want to run ECB2, they also provide an example to run ECB2. So if you go to this E2B example, you can go to the E2B example and then run this sample. But before you do that, make sure you go through this documentation, and they have to install E2B code interpreter and Python environment, and then make sure you install those and get the E2B API key. So, and after that, you can basically run this example. And that's it. So hopefully this is helpful. If you do like this video, please subscribe, like, or comment if you have any questions. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. See you in the next one.